In this video, we're going to construct parallel lines using the corresponding angles method. So if you think back to the last section in chapter 2, we learned about the angle relationships when we have two lines cut by transversal. So corresponding angles are in the same location, different intersection. So if we want to focus on the top right, we would then focus on the top right of the second intersection. When we have congruent corresponding angles, we have parallel lines. So our goal is going to be to construct congruent angles. Congruent angles means that one will be a copy of the other. So what I'm going to do first is draw in what I'd like to be my transversal. So I'm going to take my straight edge, I'm going to kind of put it at an angle, and I'm going to be working below. So we're going to extend it above and below. So this is going to be my transversal. So when I construct parallel lines using corresponding angles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this angle here and I'm going to copy it down here so that my corresponding angles are congruent. So the first thing I need to do is determine a point on the transversal that I'd like the other parallel line to go through. And I'm going to go ahead and name that point W, since I need WX to be parallel to YZ. All right, so when I copy an angle, the very first thing I do is draw an arc across the angle. So I'm going to put my compass point on the vertex of the angle, and I'm going to draw an arc across. Now I want to keep that same compass setting, go to point W, and draw an arc across. Okay. Once I have the arc across, I know where to measure the width of my angle. So I'm going to put the compass point on the intersection of one side, and I'm going to put the pencil on the intersection of the other side. Okay, so now what I want to do is transfer that to the angle here, but you can see that my pencil mark would hit the transversal. So I have to take my compass and turn it around so that the point of the compass is on the transversal and the second arc, and my pencil extends down. All right, so that should be the width of my corresponding angle. So I'm going to line up point W and that intersection and draw in my parallel line. So we want this to be WX, so I'm going to pick another point, label it X, and draw on my arrows to make it a line. All right, so this construction is really helpful if you wanted to construct either a trapezoid or another parallelogram. So with a trapezoid, we want one pair of parallel sides. So depending on the qualifications, you could connect something like Z and X to create a trapezoid right there. If you wanted it to be a parallelogram, here we have the parallel lines YZ and WX, so you would need a parallel line to this line that we created that was our transversal. So one way of doing that is to go the same distance along each of the parallel lines, right? Because parallel lines are always equidistant from each other.